Hello and welcome back to the SKUSavvy YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the import that comes over from Shopify when you connect your SKUSavvy account. If you're not familiar, SKUSavvy is a full warehouse management system built for modern direct-to-consumer brands who want to operate a little bit more efficiently within the warehouse across all mobile devices and being able to operate their storefront on a visual warehouse layout. So with that said, what we're going to do here is we're going to connect to Shopify store, or rather go through the Shopify connection and allocate the inventory that comes in and help explain what pieces will come into SKUSavvy, what actions you should be taking within SKUSavvy versus within Shopify to make sure that your inventory all syncs up properly as you would expect it. So I've already connected a Shopify store here. And if you haven't done so already, I'll link to the place within SKUSavvy that you can link your Shopify store. What happens then is your locations will come in as warehouses, your products will come over, and your inventory will come over allocated to the warehouses that have come over as locations. And then from there, we're listening for new orders and order updates, as well as new product and product updates. And your customers will come over as an order is placed. So with that said, the next step here is, now that the products and inventory has come over, let's go ahead and look at what that will appear like within your account. So within your account, items that have some sort of allocation needed or reconciliation needed are going to show up like this. And I should mention, when you do connect your storefront with SKUSavvy, you really want to treat SKUSavvy as the source of truth. So once you have connected Shopify and your inventory has come over, now you're going to need to allocate it to bin locations that are set up within SKUSavvy. From there, SKUSavvy is sending the inventory updates to Shopify. We're not receiving further updates that you make on Shopify into SKUSavvy on the inventory side. So ad hoc inventory changes that are made within SKUSavvy will get pushed up to Shopify. Orders that are fulfilled within SKUSavvy will deplete the SKUSavvy inventory and also deplete the Shopify inventory. Cycle count updates, purchases, and transfers will do the same thing. When you make a purchase on SKUSavvy and you bring that inventory into a warehouse, it will update the corresponding warehouse on Shopify with that, or location on Shopify with that inventory record. We do not receive the ad hoc adjustments that you're making on Shopify into SKUSavvy. So that's the reason to keep SKUSavvy as your source of truth for the inventory, so that you know exactly which bin locations are holding that inventory, which is why we don't pull inventory changes from Shopify back into SKUSavvy, is because we don't have a bin location, right? Within your account, you don't have a bin location for that inventory. I said it becomes a source of truth. And then also your orders fulfilled on Shopify, if you do fulfill orders outside of SKUSavvy anywhere, those are going to require, the inventory is going to require reconciliation. So let's go through each one of these. On the allocation needed side, what you're going to see is something like this. So this is going to have a record and it's going to say allocation needed. Now, when I click on that, it's going to ask, okay, where are these 151 units going? And so we're going to select a bin location or scan a bin location. Ideally, what you're going to have is you'll already have created your warehouse layout and you've printed out your bin labels. And now you can just simply go into the inventory record, come down through, click on the allocation, scan it to the bin, and click allocate. What that's going to do is put the inventory somewhere, and now it's actually available within your warehouse to pick, to fulfill orders with, to move around, etc., to transfer. So that's how you are allocating the initial inventory that comes over from Shopify over to your SKUSavvy account and making that inventory available. The next thing that we need to go through is a reconciliation record, which is when you fulfill something outside of SKUSavvy, the inventory that was taken to fulfill that order needs to come from somewhere within SKUSavvy. And so what you're going to find is that when you click on the reconciliation record, it's going to ask, what bin are we taking the inventory from? So again, you already need to have inventory in one of the bins. If you don't have any inventory, just simply click on adjust, select the product or scan it, and add it to a bin location. So going back into that, if you are doing a reconciliation record, you'll simply click here on the record itself, select the bin that you're going to take the product from, and hit reconcile. So now we've reconciled the order. Now the inventory levels will align between your Shopify store and your SKUSavvy account, assuming that you haven't made any other ad hoc changes and just simply fulfilled an order that required that inventory item. So those are the two major things to keep in mind with these reconciliation and allocation flags that come up on your products there. They will show up as a negative because that's looking at and saying, okay, we know that we need to take this inventory from somewhere. Where is it coming from? We will have some updates on the allocation and as well as some bulk features within here. So make sure you're subscribed to the SKUSavvy YouTube channel, and make sure if you haven't already, go ahead and get a SKUSavvy account. I'll link to that, and we'll see you next time.